What's good, y'all? Welcome back to Rich Off Games Podcast, Episode 6. It's your boy CB, man, checking in with you guys. Hope you guys are having a happy Money Mondays. Beautiful holiday season, man. Before we get started, quick disclaimer, y'all. Make sure to do your own research. This is not financial advice. Everything that's said on this podcast can go against you and could possibly will go against you. So make sure to do your own research. With that being said, y'all, let's get right to it. The stock market is rigged to go up. How can you win? Here's how you win in a stock market that is built to manipulate you and trick you out of your position. Number one, hold for the long term. When you're investing, most people think it's a instant gratification rewarding system whenever you're investing in day trading, whenever you're investing in it in the market. You don't want to get day trading and investing confused, because it can get confused a lot of times due to the lack of information behind it. Day trading is when you buy and sell within the same day. Investing is when you buy and hold for a period of time. You can invest, short-term, long-term, mid-term, but typically when buying stocks and investing in stocks in the stock market, you want to hold for a mid-term to long-term perspective. So for example, when I invest in stocks in the long-term mind frame, I'm investing for no less than 5 years, really, but even longer than that, because I plan on holding these stocks for as long as they are around. And the reason being is because the stock market is built to go up. It's rigged to go up. So if you're investing long term, you have no real risk other than the way you enter and exit prices. Number two, having a plan. Having a plan is critical when investing in stocks, and especially in the stock market, because if you just go about investing in stocks with no plan in place or any way of entry to your position, you're most likely going to get in positions that are going to go against you and make you lose money in the long term. So having a plan about the way you approach and the way you exit said stock is important for you to be able to win. Because bottom line, that's what we all want to do. We all want to win in the stock market. So most people don't win because they don't have a plan, and most people don't win because they don't invest long term. They think short term and they plan for a little bit of movement in the market, not a lot. I've had numerous stocks go over 100%, and I'm holding for 1,000% gains, if not more, in the future. I've only been investing for three years, so I'm pretty sure that I'm gonna be set on the right track to get those kind of returns. I just have to be patient. It's all about patience and having a plan. As long as you have a plan and you're patient and you stick to the plan, which is number 3, sticking to the plan. Because a lot of times your plan is the right plan. You just don't have the patience to stick through the plan and let it play out. So if you let the plan play out the way you intended to, and you stick to the script and you just don't change anything in your process, then I promise you, most likely you'll see success. And if you don't see success, at least you tried. There's nothing wrong in trying and failing, but you don't even allow it to get to the point where you've tried it long enough to see the results. So you got to wait it out and you got to stick it out in order for you to get the result that you want to see. And those are the 3 ways you can win big in the stock market, because it's rigged to go up. It really is. Most people don't think that, but it really is rigged to go up. You only see the market go down in very short periods of time, and then when it goes down, it turns right back around and goes right back up. So the market is rigged to go up. Even whenever there's some fear and uncertainty in the market, it's always going to go back to the top side and go to new all-time highs and new prices. So yeah, those are 3 tips right there, you guys. Moving on. Here's the money tip of the week. Protect what you build. In other words, have protection in what you're trying to keep around for a long period of time, like insurance. That's probably one of the most secure ways to secure your family's legacy financially and keep them afloat when you're not around. Another way you can do that is emergency funds. So like accounts that are set up to be accessed whenever things are going bad financially and there's a lot of, turbulence in the economy. You have an emergency funding account that you can use for times like that. And there's other things in the market as well that you can use that can help protect your money. But bottom line is you want to have money set aside that is there for you and your family to access whenever the investments are not accessible, if that makes sense. Or you don't want to access the investments, but you want to use something that's going to help you guys stay afloat and maintain your lifestyle that you have. So that's the money tip of the week. Make sure you guys are protecting yourselves and finding ways to keep your assets protected and keeping yourself and your family protected as well, financially and wealth-wise from a long-term perspective. It's important that you have something that is helping you stay afloat throughout your span of life. In other news, if you guys want more tips and tricks about day trading and investing, make sure to click the link in the bio, www.continuebelief.com. I share a lot of free resources and tools, tips and tricks about how to day trade, how to get started investing, and so much more. So make sure you guys check out the link in the bio. Thank you guys so much. Make sure to leave a like and follow. And yeah, see you guys later. Elon Musk is now worth $600 billion. Yes, $600 billion. At this rate, will he become the first trillionaire? I think it's very, very possible for Elon to become the first trillionaire. Have we had a trillionaire? Let's see. Have we had a trillionaire ever? Let's find out. So no one has officially become the trillionaire. However, Elon he's the top contender. Especially the reason he hit 600 billion just recently is because the stock market, Tesla stock, rose up to $475 a share, closing out the day actually at $475.31 today. So that helped rise his value up to 600 billion. What could set Elon over the top and getting to that $1 trillion mark? Well, if you guys don't know, he has a private company called SpaceX that's actually preparing to IPO. So SpaceX is preparing to IPO going into 2026 or 2027. Let me see if there's an official date on when SpaceX is supposed to IPO. There's no set date on when SpaceX is set to IPO. It just says mid to late 2026 is the initial IPO, but it's set to IPO at $1.5 trillion as of right now, as of this current date, $1.5 trillion. As a initial startup, for it to come out that strong and already be set up to be one of the top dogs in the stock market, that's crazy. That's crazy. And that's just the beginning. We're just talking about the initial IPO. It's set to have a market cap of $1.5 trillion. We have maybe 5 to 10 companies that are worth over $1 trillion. So for SpaceX to already start out being worth over $1 trillion just goes to show where gives you an idea of what it can do in the future, possibly. So yeah, that would definitely be one of the main things that set Elon up to be worth over $1 trillion. Another thing that would help set Elon over $1 trillion is if Tesla continues to go up. We know that Tesla and Elon came to an agreement to give him an incentive to get $1 trillion actually from just Tesla alone. But in order for Elon to get $1 trillion, he has to get the company's valuation to be worth over $9 trillion. So essentially he has to make Tesla become worth more than $9 trillion in order for him to receive a return of over $1 trillion in funding from the incentive. And that aligns with him improving their EV sales, once they have fully manufactured and created automated robots, creating more and selling more robots. And alongside their robo-taxi idea that they've been spinning off of, they're going to have to be selling more and producing more revenue through the robo-taxis. So those are the three revenue streams that Tesla plans to essentially boost in the next few years to hit that number of $9 trillion market cap. And they want Elon to lead the forefront for that. So he has SpaceX and he has Tesla. These are two major players in the game, and it's being managed and operated by one person. It goes to show how much is possible if you lock in and you put in the right consistency and effort into something. You know, Elon's been at this entrepreneurship thing for, I believe, over 20 years. So over 20 years, you've been at this entrepreneur game, and he didn't even own Tesla outright. He was a shareholder of Tesla who then worked his way through the system to get the recognition that he earned and ownership of buying shares of Tesla and building up his shareholdings of Tesla to then become the CEO of Tesla. It took a lot of effort and time to just get ownership of that, to then become the world's richest man, to then transition to the space industry and create SpaceX, and to consume that industry and take over that industry in the way he's been taking over that industry. It just shows the grit and the hard effort and work. So saying that to say, if you really want something, you really want to pursue it, give it your all, give it everything you got, because there's nothing and no one that can stop you and hold you back from getting the thing that you want other than you. It's all on you at the end of the day. If you say you want something, you can get it. It's just about how bad do you want it. So, yeah, man, SpaceX prepares to IPO. Will this be a stock worth buying? Absolutely. Absolutely. Like I said, it's set to IPO at a market cap of $1.5 trillion in just market cap. Market cap is essentially the overall valuation of a stock in the stock market. So the most valuable stock in the stock market right now is currently NVIDIA, and I believe it's battling back and forth with NVIDIA and Apple, but they're both worth around $4.05 and $4.2 trillion. NVIDIA is worth more. It's worth at $4.28 trillion, and Apple is right behind it. So market cap is the overall valuation of a stock in the stock market. And so for SpaceX to be launching at 1.5 trillion is going to immediately put it on the radar for all the major hedge funds, all the major investors, all the people who are in the market investing in all the top dogs. Especially me, it's definitely going to be on my radar. So I would definitely be keeping an eye out for SpaceX and just watching to see how this initial public offering happens and goes about. I think that it will definitely become a very important stock going into the near future, but it's just crazy to see that there's a stock that's going to pop out and start off at $1 trillion market cap and valuation. So very, very excited and interesting to see how that goes. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that for sure. I'm definitely looking forward to that. But yeah, man, with that being said, this is episode 6 of the Rich Off Gains podcast. I know this is a shorter one. We normally do them longer, but just want to get straight to the point. You know, it's holiday season. I didn't want to leave you guys hanging too much. So if you guys are new, make sure to leave a like and follow. Make sure to bookmark and save this wherever you're listening to this audio at. If you guys on YouTube, make sure to leave a subscription, subscribe for more content. If you guys listen to it on Amazon, Spotify, Apple, make sure to save this and bookmark this audio so you guys can always come back and listen to me for more content. I will post every Monday for Rich Off Gains podcast. With that being said, man, I want to give glory to God. Thank you, God, for everything you do for me and my family each and every day. You're amazing. You're one of a kind, and there's no other spirit and being like you, oh Lord. So I just want to say thank you to that every day. And all day I want to give praise to God for everything he does for me and my family, because without him, nothing's possible. So with that being said, you guys, thank you guys for tuning in. I'll see you guys in the next one. Stay safe, stay blessed. Happy Mondays. Peace.